Everybody, how's it going? Stoutman coming right back at you once again today, and today I'm going to be talking to you about some things that I found both for resale and for myself at Goodwill. Normally, I go to this Goodwill and I don't find much. I'll find a few things, but not that much. This time around, I found a decent amount of stuff. Not like a whole heck of a lot, but some pretty good stuff, so I figured I would do a video just talking about that stuff in particular. So the first thing, one of the first things that caught my eye was the fact that they had a whole boatload of HD DVDs out there. Now, I know there aren't that many people who are fans of the HD DVDs, but there are people out there who are interested in collecting HD DVDs because they're kind of rare. They're not rare. There were a lot in production that, made it so that there's enough out there so that anybody who would want them can just get them for the most part. But every now and then you come across a title that's not as easy to find, kind of more rare, kind of more difficult to find, and since it's not in production anymore, it's worth some money. So I figured, well, I'm going to look around in here and see if there's anything that catches my eye. Sure enough, I find something factory sealed that I'm just like, I don't think I've ever seen that on HD DVD. Wait a minute. Sure enough, I look it up and find out that on eBay, factory sealed, it has sold for like upwards of $30 to $40. Now, I don't personally believe, because I've seen not sealed, not new, it goes for like sometimes $7 to $10 typically. So even if it went for that, I got it basically for $2.50 at Goodwill, so factory sealed no less. So even if it went for just the $7 or $8, I'd still make my money back and then some. But since it is sealed, I'm assuming it'll command a little bit of a higher price at least. I'm going to put it on there for like $30 to start, just to see what happens. Maybe it sells, maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't, I'll keep dropping the price until it does. And that has been my modus operandi per se for a lot of the stuff that I've done. Just put it up there, see how well it does, and keep dropping the price until it actually sells. And it has worked pretty well for me, so that's what I'm going to do in this case. Found Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut on HD DVD, brand new, factory sealed. It even's got the stickers for use only with HD DVD players and drives. This package contains only the unrated version, newly remastered feature, all new documentaries, and there are a boatload of special features on here. Not rated, includes unrated version only. So pretty damn cool, I gotta say. Like when I saw this, I was immediately like, I'm putting that in my cart right now. Because, yeah, it's an HD DVD, and not many of them are worth anything, but this one in particular, if you're an HD DVD collector, it's kind of hard to find. I'm not a collector of the format, but for those who are, I'm sure you can attest, it's kind of hard to find. Probably worth some money. I'm sure most people who are collectors of this are also thinking, though, there's no way I'd pay $30 for that. Well, somebody on eBay paid like $40 for it, so there might be a collector who's willing to pay that much. I gotta test it and see. Hopefully, I'm sure I'm gonna be able to make at least my money back, and then hopefully like double my money is what I'm hoping for. At least $8, $9, somewhere in that range. But we'll see. I'm sure I'll be able to make some money on this, though. I'm pretty positive. $2.50, not a bad deal. And then I found an out-of-print DVD that, quite frankly, probably should be kept out of print. I haven't seen it myself, but just from what I've seen, the premise of it being, I have almost no interest myself, so of course I got it to sell. And that would be Valentine. This movie is a horror movie, they say, at least. I guess it kind of looks like a horror movie, but I don't know exactly what to think about it. One thing on here that convinced me that I don't care about it, though, is the fact that it's directed by the guy who did Urban Legend, which is not a terribly good movie. So, based on that and the fact that it seems like this is just, eye candy for horror fans, got a bunch of pretty girls in it, like, Apparently, even though it's out of print, it's still not selling for all that much on eBay. My hope with this one was I get it for $2.50 and I sell it for like $5 to $6. I'm gonna actually put it up there to start with at $6. Again, make my money back and then some. Make double the money. I'll do that. Sure, why the hell not? As long as it sells, it won't be a problem for me to have bought this for a low amount of money and then sell it a little bit higher, make a little bit more money on it. So yeah, pretty interesting find, but not interested in it myself, so hopefully somebody does buy it. Next I found Raps Hawaii. This is a really weird one I don't know anything about. Apparently Rap is a comedic genius who had a remarkable talent to witness, especially when you watched him develop a new idea. Okay, so I don't know anything about this comedian. This guy apparently, though, is a comedian, and this is Raps Hawaii with Rap Replinger. That's the comedian in question, I guess. Looks like a documentary, so to speak, on the character. I'm not sure. But it is rated funny. See? It's got a rating of funny. Isn't that funny? Anyways, this particular title, I looked on eBay and there are some people selling it right now. Like there's a listing from Goodwill actually for like, what was it, like $6, and then there's another one with shipping that totals out to about the same price, $6. So you're saying, but why did you get this then for $2.50? Well, I got this for $2.50 because there were other listings selling it for between $12 and $70. So my thought process on this is hang on to it for a month, let the Goodwill listing go away, let the other one go away, and then there aren't that many other copies on there. You just put it up there for the price that it was before, like $10. Something like that. I'm thinking about $8 to $10 price point on this. We'll see what happens. Either way, it's just a really odd and weird kind of thing to find, and I'm definitely curious about it. You know what I mean? I'm curious, and because I'm curious, I decided, what the hell, I'm gonna buy it. Hopefully, I'll be able to make some money off of this, but if not, I'll probably just watch it and see what it's all about. You know what I mean? Next up here, I found probably the big money maker from this entire haul that I picked up here. Because these titles here, I can probably, I'm hoping to make $8 on this, and then $6 on this, so that's 14, and then another like this I'm hoping to get like $30 on, right? It might not happen, but if it does, it's like 40 something bucks right there. Worst case scenario, I'm making like $30, and my entire haul from Goodwill here cost me about $30 total, so I will have made my money back on just the things that I'm selling. So the thing that makes it all worth it is right here in my hands. The thing that adds additional money on top of that, making sure and guaranteeing that I'm going to make a profit here, is Champions Return to Arms. I didn't know anything about this, but it stood out to me when I saw it on the shelf because, again, it's one of those titles. It's like, I've never heard of this before. I've never seen this before. What even is this? This is not a common PS2 title. You can look and see and just know for a fact this is not a common PS2 title. You know common PS2 titles. Like, most people would know what to look for. Oh, Jack and Daxter 2. Oh, okay. That's pretty damn common. ATV Off-Road Fury 2. Yeah, pretty damn common. Champions Return to Arms. You don't see that every day. That's not common. And if it's not common, you definitely want to throw it in your basket, take a look, see what it's worth. Sure enough, this one goes on Amazon used for like 30 to 50 bucks. I don't know why, but it does. And okay, I looked up some ratings. Apparently it's a pretty damn good game, but if you notice here, it's online only. It's one of the very few PS2 games that is online broadband only. Again, though, in looking up information about this, I determined that apparently you can play it offline, but if it was originally an online only game, then I'm just like, was it really that good that you want to play it offline too? I don't know, I guess, but if that's your thing, then go for it. I am of the opinion that this is literally just people trying to complete their PS2 collection, and this is one of the titles that they need to do that. Whatever the case may be, I paid $6 for this, and yeah, it was a bit more pricey than the actual DVDs and whatnot, but $6 for this, and I hope to make about at least $30 back on it. I'm probably going to sell it through Amazon, through FBA, if I ever get around to doing that, and make some pretty good money on this. So yeah, very cool beans. Cool beans indeed. Now let's get to the stuff that I got for myself, that I found and picked up for myself. The first thing I found here for myself was Where the Red Fern Grows. This movie is a classic. This one is the one you want to get, by the way. There are a bunch of different versions of this because it's based on a classic novel. But there are so many of them that are just terrible. Pretty much every other version of this made into a movie is just terrible, and you shouldn't get it. This is the only one you really want. This is the only one that's any good. It's the one that was made in like the 70s, something like that. They don't even have it listed here exactly when it was made. But I recognized it because this one's on my wish list. This particular version is on my wish list, and I put it there intentionally because it was the one that I've been wanting. It's not worth a lot of money. Definitely not. You can usually find this new for like $5 or less. So it's not necessarily hard to find or anything like that. But I've been wanting to get it anyways. And every time I try to get it off of Amazon for a good price, it's like $4, but you also need to buy $25 worth of stuff to get free shipping, or $4 and you have to pay shipping on top of that. So it's like, well, that's like $7 for a DVD when clearly it's not worth that much. So I was hoping I'd find it at like a Walmart or something like that at some point. Never did, but lo and behold, there it was sitting on the shelf at Goodwill, and I only paid $2.50 for it, so not bad. $2.50 is not a bad price for this at all. Glad to finally have the original, the best one to have. This one I have memories of because this is the movie that they showed to us in class when I was a kid after we read the original book. So we had all completed the book and completed our book reports and stuff like that. And as like a treat, a special treat, they showed us the movie version. And this was the movie version they showed us. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to get this, just for nostalgia's sake and because it's pretty damn good. Next I found the Broadway Musicals collection here, TCM Greatest Classic Films, Broadway Musical version. This one has Showboat, Annie Get Your Gun, Kiss Me Kate, and Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. I've never seen any of these, and it's usually hard to find these particular TCM sets for less than like $8 to $10. So when you can find it like I did it came to $4, that's not bad. You're paying basically $1 per film. And I figured, well, I haven't seen these movies. I want to see these movies. And I looked on eBay, and it's worth like $4 to $6 used on eBay typically. So that's about the right price for it, number one. Number two, if I don't like any of the movies, I can just sell it and get my money back. Not a big deal. And I get to watch these movies. and see what they're like and see if I enjoy them. I know that Showboat and Annie Get Your Gun are pretty notable ones, which is one of the reasons I decided to get it. Kiss Me Kate and Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, I don't know if they're as good or if what they're all about, but we'll see. I just said, you know what, I don't get enough musicals as it is. Let me go ahead and check these out because I never have, and I need to broaden my horizons a bit. Next up, for $4 again, I found the 4th volume of The Best of Abbott and Costello. This particular set includes, hold on, I'll read it off the back here for you. Abbott and Costello meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Abbott and Costello meet the Keystone Cops. Abbott and Costello meet the Mummy. The World of Abbott and Costello. Abbott and Costello meet Jerry Seinfeld. And Abbott and Costello meet the Monsters. So, pretty damn good stuff on here. Couldn't really say no to that, and again, I looked it up on eBay. Worth a pretty damn penny, so I said $4 is not a bad price. And especially for them meeting the Mummy and them meeting the Monsters, Abbott and Costello meet the Monsters, Abbott and Costello meet the Mummy. I was like, I want to see those. I haven't seen those, I don't think, ever, actually. So I definitely wanted to see those, so I decided to go ahead and pick this up just for myself. If I don't like them, if I decide, whatever, I'll just go ahead and sell it. So I figured go ahead and just pick this one up and give it a shot. I have not watched enough Abbott and Costello really to know much of anything about them, so yeah, don't kill me. But again, like the musicals, it's one of those things that I don't have enough experience in. I need to broaden my horizons a bit, watch some of the older stuff, and this is a perfect example of that. Tons of great stuff on here, from what I understand. Last but not least, as the battery is dying on me, I found Little Monsters, which is becoming really hard to find because it's out of print. This is like the only way to get it on DVD, so you gotta get it when you can find it, and it's going for between like 15 and 20 bucks on average now. So yeah, because of that, I'm just like, I should get this while I can. Great price. It was $4. Yeah, still a bit pricey, all things considered. But I decided to go ahead and get it anyways because, again, it's not as much as it could be because it's out of print and rare and hard to find. And when it's out of print and rare and hard to find, $4 is not a bad price. It's a pretty good price, in fact. I remember watching this at least a couple of times when I was a kid. Loved this movie. And I believe we also did a movie gangbang episode on this at some point. But yeah, I've always thought this movie was pretty damn good. Pretty fun. Not the worst, not the best movie ever, but also not the worst. Also, gotta love Fred Savage. Great stuff. And Howie Mandel. Howie Mandel. So, yeah, good stuff. Glad to finally have this in my collection, and especially considering you can't get it new anymore. So, yeah. Anyways, that is it. That will do it for today. Thanks for watching, you guys. Catch you later. Peace.